Welcome to Business on the Vine. I'm your host, Lady Jen Du Plessis, and in this dynamic series, we dive into the challenges, breakthroughs, and victories of entrepreneurs who have turned their passion into success. Welcome. Okay, here we are in another episode. I'm in the vineyard. I'm in the vineyard and don't have a glass of wine with me today. I only do that when I'm doing interviews with people because it's more fun. Never drink alone. We never eat alone, never drink alone. That's a book, by the way, that Never Eat Alone. But I want to talk to you about the another Jen shot today, the difference between sitting back versus leaning in. So often I hear from my clients, well, I reached out to them, I sent an email, I left a message. I've tried a whole bunch of times. We all know about sales that, sales only happen after the fifth call. Sales only happen when you ask. Sales, and by the way, after the fifth call, only 15% of salespeople make that fifth call. And that's where 85% of the sales are made. So are you leaning back, sitting back in your business? Or are you leaning into your business? Are you taking action? Are you moving forward on a daily basis? We've heard all this saying before, am I moving the needle every day? And have you defined what is a needle movement for you? Is it 1 degree? Is it a half degree? Is it 10 degrees? How would you know at the end of any day if you've moved the needle on your business, if you've been leaning into your business, if you've not quantified that, not taken the time to think through what is it that I want to do to move the needle? And we've heard a lot about KPIs, right? Key performance indicators, metrics, measurements. All of these are great strategies. All of these are things that we all should be using, and that I definitely work with my clients on. But look, we're entrepreneurs. We're not major corporations that we need to have, a 500-page book on KPIs, but we do need to have something, we need to have something that tells us when we're moving forward. One of the strategies I've used in the past, and occasionally use, and now that I'm talking about this, I probably should use it more. So it's good. This is good mirroring for me, right? This is good medicine for myself sometimes, is that at the end of the day, I said, what? I say, what went right? What went wrong? What should I improve on? And what's my next course of action, right? So if you're a journaler, or even if you're not, because by the way, I'm a bullet journal person. I'm not someone who, writes long dissertations, even though I'm an author. It's crazy. I'm more of a bullet kind of person. But what went right today? What went wrong today? What needs improvement? And what's my next step? What's my next action item to prepare for tomorrow? And that will help you stop sitting back and having multiple days go by and then look back and say, my gosh, look how much time was lost because I wasn't moving the needle on my business. I wasn't leaning in every day. Who am I calling every day? Am I reaching out to people, or am I expecting them? Look back at another Jen's dot, or I'm expecting them to contact me. I'm wondering, well, they haven't contacted me, so screw them. Forget them. I'm not going to work with them. What are you doing to lean into your business and into the relationships that you have with your collaborative partners, with your vendors to get better deals, right? With your team members, with your family members? What are you doing to lean in? My husband and I have been married for a really long time. People always ask us, what's the secret? And I always respond with, it's my secret. And the reason why is, and I mentioned this before, is that every business has DNA, its own DNA. Every marriage has its own DNA. Every relationship has its own DNA. The relationship you have with your team members, everybody, if it has its own DNA. And some people can function in a 50-50 marriage, right? Where we're all 50-50, everything's 50-50. We tend to think that the reason that our marriage lasts longer, and not to say that we don't have bad days or months or years, it happens. But if you're in 100%, each of you, then there's no way it can be broken, right? There's no way it can be broken. 50-50 is you're just meeting each other, and there's no string to hold it. There's no glue to hold it together. There's no anything, nothing to hold that together. So when you think about your business and are you leaning in, you cannot wait for everybody else. You can't wait for them to call. You have to reach out to them and set that expectation. Look, I have high standards and high expectations, and people don't meet them all the time. And that's because I don't share them with them, right? They have no clue. They have no clue that they're not meeting the expectation that I have because I've not related to them. Now, sure, as a manager, when I'm trying to, help people with their ability and their willingness and utilizing the management cycle, I do. But there are things in personal, just day-to-day routine things, I'll give you an example. I have an email that I sent yesterday and I haven't had a response. How long will I wait? Because if I'm sitting back, my business isn't moving forward. I'm going to reach out to them again and drive them crazy. My son does that too. He used to say to me every day, and I think he'll get back there, but I'd say, what are you going to do today? And he goes, I'm taking over the world, Mom, taking over the world. And boy, has he done it in his entire career in his life. He has taken over the world. He's incredible and just incredible in what he's accomplished. Are you doing that? Are you taking over the world every day? Or are you sitting back and waiting for the world to come to you? And everything that you send to people, every phone call you make, every interaction you have with a client, it's how do I move the needle forward on my business? How do I continue to lean in without burning out? I mean, this isn't about burning out. This is about accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish and taking the lead in the relationship, taking the lead in your business. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a list for the next couple of days. What went right? What went wrong? What needs improvement? And what's my next step to ensure that the needle moves forward in my business and that I'm leaning in rather than sitting back and not achieving the goals that I want to achieve. Hope this has been helpful, and I will see you in the vineyard again very shortly. Thank you for joining us on Business on the Vine. If you found value in today's conversation and would like additional support, go to supportfromjen.com. Remember, the best ideas are always discovered on the vine, so keep innovating, stay inspired, and continue to grow.